The number one question new entrepreneurs ask is, how do I find clients? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to find clients for your service-based business. Stay tuned. Hi entrepreneurs, I'm Vicky Brown, and you're in the right place if you want to engage your team, boost your business, and grow your leadership muscle. You know, there's no way around it. You have to start by figuring out your target market. When I started my first business, everyone kept telling me how important it was to clearly define my target market. And I kind of hated that because I just wanted to get on with selling. But they were right. You will never be as successful at selling if you don't have a clear picture of who you're selling to. If you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. Next, you have to lock down your messaging. Focus on how you can solve your client's problem, not the features of your service. For instance, if you have a bookkeeping business, your potential clients won't really care that you have the latest and greatest technology platform. No, they're focused on the fact that they're staying up late nights worried. They're worried because they know they should know more about the numbers in their business, but they have no idea how the figures on the P&L actually impact what they're doing each day. And they have no idea if they'll have enough money to buy product next month because they don't have an accurate cash flow statement. Or if they have one, they don't understand it at all. So that's where your bookkeeping service comes in. You can solve their problem and free them from worrying about the numbers. You give them consistent, accurate reporting and explain everything in a clear, easy to understand way. You'll consult with them and use your expertise to help them make sound financial decisions like what, if any, changes they might need to make sure that they do have cash on hand to buy that product next month. So see, that's how you focus on what you can do for them, how you can help them. Basically, what's in it for them. Once you have the message, tell everyone. You see, most service businesses start with referrals. So rev that engine up very first thing. Start with your friends and family and current and former colleagues. There's an easy way to do this without sounding all salesy. Send them a personal note. And no, a system-generated generic email just won't cut it. These are personal contacts of yours, so be personal. Send them a note telling them you have a new business and you solve problem X for your clients. Then, and this is the important part, ask if they know of anyone who's facing that problem and might need some help. You see, the key here is you aren't trying to sell directly to your contact. You're asking if they know of anyone. That kind of takes the edge off, and if it turns out they need exactly what you're offering, it'll ring a bell for them, and they'll reach back out to you. The other thing, make it easy for them to refer you. Maybe give them a sample they can send to their contacts. And don't think of it as a one and done. Of course, you don't want to hound them with the same message over and over, but it's a good idea to keep them updated so you stay top of mind. Send them regular updates about things that are happening in your industry or new content you've created. Remember, people, even our friends, are busy. And while I'm certain your initial message will get special handling, after all, it is a personal message from you, the fact is, as time goes by, they're going to forget. So it's a good idea to touch base every once in a while. Monthly has always been a good cadence for me, but you'll figure out what works best for you and your network. Next, you should focus on expanding your network circle. I know that these days that usually means using social media for most people, but don't forget the analog world. Ask your contacts for introductions, join professional groups, attend networking events, and most importantly, follow up. You would be surprised how many people don't follow up. You go through all the work it takes to meet new people and engage them, and then you don't follow up. It puts you back at square one. In fact, at square zero, because now they've met you and they know you don't follow up, and that may tarnish their impression of you. Depending on your service, you might consider looking for placement ads on job boards. After all, if you're an HR pro, companies posting an opening for an HR manager might be just your target market. Maybe they didn't even consider outsourcing, or, and this happens all too often, maybe they didn't even know outsourcing HR was a thing. So you reach out with some bit of valuable information, like the top 5 tips to remember when interviewing an HR professional. and end with a bit of information about the problem you solve for your clients and how to get in touch with you. See, lead with value and talk about the problem you're solving for them. And speaking of leading with value, these days it's critical that you have a content strategy. Now that simply means figure out a way to regularly deliver valuable content to prospective clients. It'll highlight your authority in the subject, raise awareness of who you are, and the types of problems you can solve for them. There are all sorts of ways to deliver content to prospective clients. You could blog or write articles for LinkedIn or other publications. By the way, there's a really easy way to find out how to submit your article to publications. Just go to Google, enter the words "write for" in brackets in the search bar, and the results will show you various publications, both big and small, and how to submit your work. You could do videos, appear on podcasts, or start your own podcast, or offer to speak at meetings and events. Start local and expand from there. How about offering to do a free training for the local Chamber of Commerce? And don't forget to leverage other people's audiences. Collaborate with others in the same or related space. If you join forces for a workshop, you'll get each other's audiences. As you're evaluating which method might be right for you, remember, you have to be consistent, so it should be something that isn't almost impossible for you to create. Don't commit to a weekly YouTube schedule if it takes you 4 days to create a video. That's just not sustainable because you have other things to do. Also remember, offering value is pointless if your prospects won't see it. So you have to go where the clients are. If your clients are on LinkedIn and rarely on Facebook, then your content should be on LinkedIn, because posting on Facebook just won't put you in front of the right people. Remember, you're going to give value via content. It won't mean much if you just let the opportunity pass by. So you can build your email list by offering something additional to your audience. Lead magnets can be checklists or resource guides or workflows or work papers or white papers, something that makes it easier for them to execute on the knowledge you provided in your content. To get the lead magnet, they have to in turn give you their email address. And once you build your email list, you can continue to provide valuable content and occasionally offer services and products. Now do not, I repeat, do not sell on every email you send. It's just too much, and it wears out your audience. A good rule of thumb is 60-40. Give pure value 60% of the time and make an offer approximately 40% of the time. I know lots of people like to grow their audience using social media like Facebook or Instagram, and that's fine. But remember, you don't own those platforms, so you don't own the contacts you have through those platforms. The only contacts that you own, that you can be sure you can reach out to anytime, that you are guaranteed you can nurture and move along through the know, like, trust path, well, that's your email list. So treat it like the gold that it is. There are a variety of email platforms you can use to automate your emails. We use ActiveCampaign, but we started with MailChimp. They have a free tier that's great for smaller lists. If you do decide to put some of your budget into a CRM, try them out first. Most have a free trial and you can use them to see if it works and if they'll work for you. Okay, those are the 5 things you should do to help you find clients for your service business. Now, here's a quick list of things you absolutely should not do. Don't think if you build it, they'll come. They won't. They don't even know you're alive. And if they do know you're alive, they don't have a clue who you are or what's in it for them. You have to seek them out and tell them. You have to tell them more than once. Don't spend money on ads right away. You're new. Again, they don't know you. What would you do if a stranger walked up to you on the street and said, "Hey, buy this thing from me"? You'd think, they're nuts, and you definitely wouldn't buy anything. You have no idea who they are. Well, that's what you're doing when you put an ad in front of someone saying, "Hey, buy my service." There is no trust factor. They have no idea if you know what you're talking about or if you can solve their problem. In fact, they may not even know that they have a problem. It's called know, like, trust for a reason. That's the order that a prospective client needs to move through to get to a place where they're willing to purchase from you. So don't skip steps, and most definitely don't spend hard-earned money to skip steps. Don't worry about having the perfect website, proposal, pricing strategy. Listen, you're just starting. Focus on the right things first. And the right thing right now is finding and wooing the right client. You can make everything beautiful later, but right now, just focus on the right thing. And if you're struggling with how to get your business off the ground and what comes next, check out the Leader's Journey Business Builder. I designed this completely free video series to help you with figuring out who your customer is and where to find her, how to sell without selling, how to package and deliver your service, and much more. Check it out by using the link leadersjourneyexperience.com. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe and share. And remember, your inspired leadership is the secret sauce to having a high-performance team and a wildly successful business you'll love. I'll see you next time on Leader's Journey.